It has been 3 years since Ambassador Ito Takako, Japan's extraordinary and plenipotentiary ambassador to Ethiopia, presented her letters of credentials to Mrs. Sahle-Work Zewde, President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Throughout those 3 years, Mrs. Ito Takako has been one of the active figures in Addis Ababa diplomatic scene, further strengthening relations between Ethiopia and Japan. On a brisk November evening, the ambassador hosted a reception in the Japanese embassy compound to bid farewell to her closest diplomatic and governmental friends and acquaintances she has made throughout her 3 years stay in Addis Ababa. Toasting in celebration of her duty ending in Ethiopia, Mrs. Ito Takako, reminiscing about her works in those 3 years, stated the ups and downs of her residency in the East African nation. Africa Renaissance television services caught up with the ambassador during the event for an epilogue of her residency to end on a light-hearted note.
First, injera and the dorowat. No, injera is so addictive, and I really love injera, and with the dorowat, with a boiled egg in it. The second will be a tej, the honey wine. Nowhere in the world you cannot have a honey wine so delicious. And I will definitely miss. And third one will be people I worked with. So many interesting people. And Ethiopia being such an important country, each country's diplomats are excellent people. So working with them, such a pleasure. And also working with the government people, with the NGO people, the local people. They're all wonderful people. I will miss those people. First is the coffee ceremony. Usually you are received by the coffee ceremony no matter where you go in Ethiopia. And usually it's a woman who makes coffee. And they also serve popcorns and kolo and some dufo dabo. Those are things that are really unique, I find. Second is donkeys. There are so many donkeys in this country. Even in Ethiopia, the capital, Addis Ababa, you can see donkeys. But if you're outside, there are more and more donkeys. And I think it is very, very unique in Ethiopia. I learned that Ethiopia has the largest number of donkeys in the world. But I love donkeys, you know. Sometimes it's sad that donkey has so many big things to carry, but most of the time they're cute. Yeah. And then thirdly, I would say Ethiopian jazz and also the music, Ethiopian traditional music. Japan is also kind of a country with jazz music. We love jazz music. But Ethiopian jazz is also very unique, soulful, and we could understand very well. You know, I loved Great Ethiopia Run. I ran 10K twice. 2021 because Japan was hosting Olympic Games. So I was asked as a host country of the Olympic Games, please run. So I participated, and it was the first time I did 10K in the height of 2,400 meters. But in the ambassador's race, there are only 4 ambassadors, and I was able to join the podium at the 3rd place. And this year, I also ran because this time we wanted to promote this Women in Diplomacy Ethiopian network. So all the female ambassadors made some stickers on the T-shirt, and whether run or walk. So I ran, I jogged, and somehow I ended up on the podium at the 3rd place again. But also twice I ran 5K for women in March. And it was also enjoyable. There's so many women running together or walking together. That's great. That's one thing I loved. The second thing, I like traveling. And I love traveling in Ethiopia, although I couldn't go places like Danakil or the Konso because of some security issues. But places I visited, you have so many beautiful sceneries, interesting cultural heritage, and I wish I could have more, but the places I visited are so beautiful. The people are so nice. And thirdly, those hospitalities of Ethiopian people. No matter where we go, people would provide us their local food, local drinks, and special textiles or fabrics of their region. And they're so warm. And I would appreciate all those local hospitalities. Yeah. I would say, Ethiopians, you are so resilient, and use your energy and wisdom and power to keep this country peaceful. Unite for peace, unite for prosperity, unite for future. That's my message. ありがとうございます。